as the world's largest US warship tightens its grip on Caribbean waters. Washington launches Operation Southern Spear, a new sweeping campaign of extrajudicial strikes, rising civilian deaths, and escalating tensions with Venezuela. Amid denials, disputed intelligence, and regional unease, America's newest shadow war edges toward dangerous uncertainty. US Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth announced on November 13th the start of a US military operation to remove narco terrorists from the Western Hemisphere. In a post on X, the head of the Pentagon explained,
President Trump ordered action, and the Department of War is delivering. Today, I'm announcing Operation Southern Spear.
Hegseth did not specify exactly what he was referring to, although it can be inferred that he is naming and formalizing the campaign of extrajudicial US military strikes against alleged drug-running boats in the Caribbean and the Pacific, as part of the pressure measures against the Venezuelan regime. Hegseth further mentioned,
Led by Joint Task Force Southern Spear and U.S. Southern Command, this mission defends our homeland, removes narco-terrorists from our hemisphere, and secures our homeland from the drugs that are killing our people. The Western Hemisphere is America's neighborhood, and we will protect it.
His announcement comes just 3 days after the arrival of the aircraft carrier Gerald R, the largest in the world and the most modern in the US fleet, to the area of responsibility of the US Southern Command in Latin America and the Caribbean. The ship and its escort group joined the flotilla already deployed in international waters at the edge of Venezuela's territorial waters. Its arrival had also sparked speculation that Trump might order the start of a new phase in the military campaign, which could include direct attacks on targets inside Venezuelan territory. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has rejected reports that Britain has halted intelligence sharing on drug trafficking vessels over concerns about US military strikes in the Caribbean, insisting that nothing has disrupted Washington's operations. Speaking to reporters on November 11th, following a meeting of G7 foreign ministers in Canada, Rubio pushed back forcefully against the claims.
Yeah, a couple points. The United States, there's reasons why we have those assets in the region, and that is to collect intelligence, and we're actioning on that. Obviously, I won't go any deeper when it comes to intelligence matters.
Rubio directly addressed a CNN report that suggested UK concerns had led to changes in cooperation.
I did see a CNN report yesterday. I'm not going to go into great detail and to say that it's a false story. It's a fake story. And what's happening now is people with a business card that has a government email on it become sources because they don't know, they're not even in the know. So they either have an agenda or they want to make themselves important. And it's been a plague of story after story that's either inaccurate or misleading. And that falls in the category of both, that story does.
Pressed again on whether anything had changed in the UK's intelligence cooperation, Rubio maintained that operations remain unaffected.
Nothing has happened in this entire process that has impeded our ability to identify drug boats and strike them.
When a journalist asked whether the report had any basis, the Secretary of State underscored that US partnerships remain intact.
We have very strong partnerships with the UK and other countries. Again, nothing has changed or happened that has impeded in any way our ability to do what we're doing, nor are we asking anyone to help us with what we're doing in any realm, and that includes military.
Rubio's comments mark the administration's most direct rebuttal of the report, which has sparked debate over US counter-narcotics operations in the Caribbean and the extent of Allied support for Washington's increasingly forceful maritime interdiction efforts. On November 13th, Pentagon officials reported a new strike in the Caribbean against an alleged drug-running boat which left 4 people dead. It is the 20th since the start of the extrajudicial operations campaign in September. In these operations, the US military has killed 80 civilians. According to a Financial Times report, the US military is expected to intensify exercises in Trinidad and Tobago, a dual-island republic a few miles off the coast of Venezuela. Country's Attorney General John Jeremy, speaking Financial Times, said,
the U.S. 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit would intensify exercises in the coming days. We are engaged with our friends in the North in a series of exercises.
However, he did not confirm whether the exercises had already begun. The US has deployed substantial forces, including 12 warships, a nuclear-powered fast-attack submarine, and 14,000 troops to the region since late August as part of a military campaign that has killed more than 75 alleged drug traffickers in at least 19 strikes throughout the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific. Port of Spain has been a vocal supporter of the US operation, unlike several countries in the Caribbean and Latin America that have been skeptical of the mission's legality.
We have a problem with gangs, drugs, and criminal activity, including gang-related homicides and so on. And those things are directly linked to the flow of drugs and ammunition from Venezuela. Trinidad and Tobago was comfortable with an ally providing assistance.
Jeremy, who also oversees the country's intelligence agencies, said that
no Trinidadian fishermen have been killed. That is a fact, in response to local press reports last month that 2 Trinidadian fishermen died as a result of U.S. strikes.
The US 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit has about 22,000 Marines and is operating alongside another roughly 23,000 troops on 3 vessels, including the amphibious assault ship USS Iwo Jima. The ships also carry various jets and helicopters. A former US defense official speaking with the Financial Times said,
"It's not unusual at all for a MEU to do exercises. The main thing a MEU exists for is to be the US's 911 force, ready to go at a moment's notice. I don't think there's a direct line between exercises and the administration's readiness to intervene in Venezuela, but the fact that so much firepower is deployed to the region is incredibly significant."
After the USS Gravely Guided Missile Destroyer docked in Trinidad and Tobago last month, the Venezuelan government announced it would cancel gas deals with the Port of Spain and declared Trinidadian Prime Minister Kamla Persad-Bissessar persona non grata.